Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Hello, people. How is everyone doing? I hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to the show. And today we are talking about the fallouts of Elimination Chamber. And it was quite the surprise. Many surprises were happening in Elimination Chamber today. Shocking winners, shocking returns, a very odd and peculiar cursed debut, and some predictableness. But we are going to get into all of it because the show just ended and it's time to talk about it. So let's get this one out the way first. This being CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Arguably one of the best matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. Honestly, it was quite good, if I do say so myself. It was an excellent showing between those two. I expected nonetheless between the two of them. They excelled beautifully in their match. However, CM Punk did best Finn Balor, and he now has to go back to the back of the line. Don't know how this is going to work out for him going back to Judgment Day empty-handed after requesting that he get no help from his brothers, as he calls them. But I don't see this working out in his favor. I see this being the catalyst as to breaking down the Judgment Day. But, what do I know? What do I know? I know a lot, by the way. Now, the next match we're going to get out the way. I'm just going to be honest with you. This match was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was okay. Did I expect a lot from it? No. This was AJ Lee's first match back. She hadn't had any other match in the on the show at any given time. So she's a little rusty in the ring by herself. However, AJ Lee necessarily wasn't problematic in the ring. She was okay. For the most part, she was all right. A little stiff in the ring, a little slower than normal. But other than that, she was okay. Becky was also okay. It's just I wasn't generally interested in the match. Now, there was a lot of back and forth going on in this match, and there was a lot of controversy to the ending of this match. Just to give you guys a heads up, I have no doubt in my mind that this more than likely will be ran back again for WrestleMania in Vegas, okay? Because of the way things ended. Now, just to tell y'all if you didn't see it, Becky is the one who removed the turnbuckle. So that exposed the bare ring for the turnbuckle. She tried to hit AJ Lee in the face with it. The ref did not allow her to do that. She stopped her. And then when she charged at AJ Lee, she ended up hitting herself in the face with the very same turnbuckle that she exposed. So that's how AJ Lee was able to wrap her in the Black Widow and continue to beat Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch tapped out twice in this match. Once when she unintentionally knocked out the referee and the ref didn't see her tap, and then the second time to end the match, she actually tapped. So I have no doubt that Becky is going to be on a rampage for weeks on end to require a rematch for that championship, and it will happen at WrestleMania more than likely. As far as CM Punk goes, we already know who his opponent is going to be at WrestleMania, and his opponent is supposed to see him this coming Monday in where they're supposed to be, Indianapolis or something like that, or Indiana, one of those places. I'm not sure. Either way, he's supposed to meet Roman Reigns at Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. Okay, now the very first chamber, let me see, do I have the women's one up here? Ah, there we go. So, the first chamber we saw tonight was the women's chamber. The women's chamber was solid. I loved the women's chamber. I thought that everybody performed exceptionally well, including fuck ass Kiana. I thought she had a great showing in this match. The only thing that I didn't like was how Bliss ended up getting eliminated. It was almost like they were protecting Bliss for something else. I'm not sure, but Bliss got missed it and then basically rolled up and pinned. That was it. Everybody else suffered. When Raquel got in this match, though, they made sure to give Raquel the floor to maneuver however she pleased. And she did exactly that. If you ever doubted if Raquel could carry a match like this, then you were wrong, because she definitely did. She did exceptionally well in this match, even against people who you probably would expect her to not do so well against. But for a bigger person, in terms of Raquel being a part of the bigs on the roster, she is the one who maneuvers the best. She takes the falls the best. She is the one who does everything the best in terms of being the bigger of everybody, but still being able to maneuver on a regular basis. Does that make sense? She has a way to make it look like she's in danger when she's up against somebody who's 10 times smaller than her. If that makes sense. She works very, very well in the ring. And she did that this time, taking out Kiana and Asuka at the same goddamn time. She double pinned both of them and got rid of them together. Then she started working on Tiffany and Rhea. Now they got rid of Raquel, and Rhea was able to best Tiffany because Tiffany don't have nothing else in her arsenal to compete against other people like, say, a Rhea Ripley. She was too busy trying to jump off of shit and doing that moonsault. She didn't have anything else. All she got is that Alabama Slam and that moonsault. She has got to expand her repertoire. In a match like that, being somebody who's a high flyer, it is at a severe disadvantage because you can do whatever you want to in an elimination chamber. And she was so busy running to that corner to get on that turnbuckle to do that backflip. Like, it fucked her up and it put her in a position where she ended up losing this match. Had she had stayed grounded and focused on Rhea Ripley's back, she might have won the chamber today. But I'm just glad she didn't. However, Rhea Ripley did. Rhea Ripley is your number one contender. She will face off against Jade Cargill for her WWE Women's Championship. Now, before we get to the men's, look, where is Nicole at? Because I thought Nicole had come in here by now, but she's not in here. But listen. I need y'all to understand. Danhausen debuted today. He was in the box. That's what the box was. It was Danhausen. Y'all, listen. I don't care what y'all do. If y'all listening to this in the playback or if you are watching this live, Nicole and Alexis called that shit down to the T. I am not familiar enough with Danhausen and his AEW run or his indie run for me to know exactly what Danhausen's character work is. I will tell you this though. Danhausen was received in a mixed bag. Okay. I think debuting him at Elimination Chamber did him a disservice. I think that they should have kept it elusive for a little while. I think they should have gave out clues where like little stickers was popping up. Those little Danhausen girls was popping up everywhere. Like I think they should have, gave you little breadcrumbs for Danhausen because he is very much a deep cut for indie wrestlers and for AEW wrestlers. Like I don't think it was a bad thing necessarily, but I do think that it did not do well for Danhausen. Chicago booed the shit out of him. After whatever everything that they did, they booed that man for filth. I felt bad for Danhausen because it was his first time in the E. He's there. I know that's probably a big goal. You know what I'm saying? Career goal is checked off the box. But I am not familiar with Danhausen, and I don't see Nicole in the comments, so she must not be listening. So when I get the chance, I will ask her to explain Danhausen when we go live, probably next week when we talk about Elimination Chamber. But this happened before the men's match for Elimination Chamber. A few little surprises here for this chamber match that happened. Okay. First of all, I didn't put the new graphic up there with Logan Paul's face on there because I refuse to keep looking at that man's face. However, I don't know what the fuck is going on with WWE, but they had that man eliminating 3 people. Okay. Not only did Logan Paul eliminate LA Knight, I believe he low blow LA Knight. He low blow LA Knight and then rolled him up for the pin. He took out Javon Evans, and I think Javon Evans ended up. It was like somebody else took out Javon. Well, he took out Javon Evans and pinned him. Then Trick Williams ended up getting taken out by somebody else, to which Logan Paul had to run and get the pin for that, so he can have 3 eliminations in the elimination chamber. This is where shit started to break down because after Trick Williams left, this is before they brought out the other imposter masked man. So there was an imposter masked man that came out climbing up the damn side of the cage. The people came out there grabbing him, asking him who he was. I'm like, this nigga got minions. He got motherfucking followers on some maybe he going back to his Messiah gimmick. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, Trick Williams took his sweet time to leave the ring, and as he's moving, that's when Seth comes in, takes out Logan Paul, and Logan Paul gets pinned and taken out. And the reveal, he gets pinned by Cody. The reveal comes after that when Seth Rollins takes off his mask and shows that it was him. He done got a little big too. I don't know what the fuck he been eating or what he been doing, but he is much bigger than he was arm wise, body wise. I'm just like, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I mean, sir. Anyways, Seth is revealed to be the masked man now, but he has had distractions and fake masked men running in for weeks on end. Now, look, Monday Night Raw is going to be very interesting. Not only is Seth Rollins here, but Paul Heyman was freaking out. When I tell you Paul Heyman was freaking out, Paulina was screaming. You could hear him. There were no mics around him. So the mics that was being picked up were Michael Cole and Wade's mic, and the mics that were on the cameras. That's how loud he was. Okay, screaming on the outside. Oh my god! Like it was just like the shocking thing. Now, Austin Theory didn't do nothing, but it was very strange to me that nobody saw him. Nobody was looking for him. He was nowhere to be found. I wonder why that is. Anyways, like I said, it was a lot of surprises in Elimination Chamber because the door remained open. Okay. And you have to ask yourself, why the fuck was the door open? After Trick Williams left the pod, the door should have been closed, right? At least that's what we all think, right? The door should have been closed. Why was the door opened? Why? It was closed. It hadn't been closed yet. Them niggas left that door open. Now, for whatever reason, here come Drew. The answer came down to Drew McIntyre. It was not Drew McIntyre, but the answer came down to Cody and Randall. All Drew had to do was let the match play out however it played out. But Drew McIntyre has interfered since the time they set the triple threat tournaments to determine who qualified for Elimination Chamber, all the way to Elimination Chamber. He has interfered every step of the way, leaving bodies after bodies after bodies. Nicholas, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but if your ass don't make it a fatal four-way for WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre did this to himself. And he had sat his ass in the back and didn't do nothing, nobody would say nothing. Jade Cargill got her a suite and sat there and watched the match. And when Rhea won, she gave her a little high and then took her ass home. And that's how you're supposed to do that. But no, Drew had to get all up in the business because he can't sit still. He can't just let shit fall where it may. He has to control every aspect of every part of this until you get to WrestleMania. Now, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, but it doesn't matter because Cody Rhodes technically ain't going to WrestleMania. He has no ticket to punch. This was his last ditch effort. And because of Drew McIntyre and Randy playing them, now let's be clear. Let's be frank. If the roles was reversed, Cody Rhodes wouldn't have hesitated to take out Randy Orton. Randy Orton plotted and waited until he did that crossroads on Drew. And then he RKO'd the shit out of Cody and got the pin. And Randy is the one who is going to WrestleMania to face off against Drew McIntyre. But Cody Rhodes, he got to go to the back of the line, boss. He got to go back to the back of the line, boss. You feel me? Now, how this gonna play out? I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad y'all asked. Hello, Aaliyah. Drew and Cody got a match on Friday because of what he did. They done set a match for Friday? A real match, Kira? No, I'm not watching show. It's for the title. It's a fucking title match. Nick Aldis could have just made it a triple threat because Jacob. Yeah, all right. That shit ain't gonna go over well. It's not happening. Yeah. I'm telling y'all it's a triple threat or a fatal four-way happening at Mania. Yeah, they can have a match on Friday all day long, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna end in a clean match. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's crazy. I don't think it's just gonna be Cody and Jacob. I think it's gonna be Randy, Drew, Cody, and Jacob. Fatal four-way for the championship. There's no way that match is happening without no interference from Jacob. There's no way that that's happening without no bullshit going down. You can't convince me of that. You can't convince me. I just don't believe it. See, Gary, you my kind of people. You my kind of people. You see it. You see it. That's where it's going. That right there. Boom. There you go. You my kind of people. What up, though? What up, though, Gary? How you doing? What's up? Yes, baby. We know that Seth is back. We are very happy. You came in a little late, so you missed my little Seth introduction. You missed that. But I'm glad you're happy that he's returned. Let's see how this all plays out on Monday. Now, on Monday Night Raw, like I said, since CM Punk has gotten rid of his Balor problem, he now has an even bigger problem in the Tribal Chief. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully by then Jey Uso will have returned and he's healthy and okay, and him and his brother can, determine who they'll be going after, or who'll be coming after them for those tag team titles. Then We also know that there are new women's tag team champions, and on Friday they will be celebrating their title win. But I guarantee you that them Bella twins are gonna be right around the corner trying to get them tag team championships because they did say they were coming after the titles. So I guess they decided to pull Rhea Ripley out of the tag team division, split up Riho, and put Rhea back in title contingency, but on SmackDown instead of on Raw. And then they decided to drop those tag team titles to Nia and Lash, only for them to end up dropping them 7 weeks later at WrestleMania. I don't think for a minute that the Bella Twins are not going to win those championships at WrestleMania. It's happening. Now, there are other titles that need to have feuds set up and need to be done. Carmelo Hayes with his United States Championship. Maybe by then, Ilya Dragunov will have gotten his shit together, and it'll be Ilya and Carmelo for the final time, and we'll see who the better man is once they finish that out. Then you have the Intercontinental Championship with Dominic Mysterio. Monday, he's supposed to defend that title against Penta. But if that doesn't go well, or if Penta doesn't win, I wonder where they're going to go with Dominic Mysterio. They haven't really set up anything for Dom going into WrestleMania. He's also the AAA champion, and very soon he'll be defending his title against Vikingo over in AAA. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that's also going to play out. On the women's side, you have the Intercontinental Champion, AJ Lee, which she probably will give a grand dame speech on Monday. But I am pretty sure that hell hath no fury like a Becky Lynch scorn, and she is going to be burling through Monday Night Raw like a goddamn hurricane. So that's probably going to be tied up in Becky still, along with Jessica Carr being caught up in the whirlwind and being blamed for the match ending the way that it did. Now, on the women's side, you have Julia with the United States Championship, and they have not built up anybody else to go after Julia for her title either. And there are plenty of prospects. Jordan is right there, Candace is right there, and you still have BFAB and you still have Michin. Pick a side. Now, however they decide to do this is totally up to them, but they need to get started because Mania cards need to be built and done. But they should have been doing this months ago. With all that being said, I think the only title left in play here, I think I mentioned all of them. Because Liv Morgan is going after Stephanie, so that's already taken care of. And after Liv Morgan laid out Stephanie last Monday, I'm pretty sure she is going to be a hell angel running through Monday Night Raw to take out that little Spitfire heifer her damn self. So we'll have to wait and see what's happening there. Tiffany going after the U.S. title. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that, Dre. Honestly, give it to her. Let her have it. Maybe by then, by the time it's built up, we'll have somebody else that can really hold the title. Personally, since Bliss doesn't have a championship right now, and neither does Charlotte, I would actually choose one of them to make that title be great and build it up the way it should be built up. But you didn't hear that from me. Okay? You didn't hear that from me. Now, everything else is up in the air. We don't know what else is going to happen at WrestleMania. Could there be some non-title bouts on the card? Sure. Obviously, Seth Rollins is going to be going after what's left of the Vision. And you still have to figure out what to do with Danhausen and where Danhausen is going to go. Because this showing of Danhausen, while it was cute for him, a lot of people just were not feeling it. And I personally thought that they could have put a little bit more into it, where he could have just showed up, or he could have just gave a hint that it was him and just freak some people out. I don't know, but we'll see where they go from here. Booking creepy characters isn't exactly been their forte as of lately, so we'll just have to wait and see. With that being said, if I had to give Elimination Chamber a grade, I would give it a C. I think that for the most part, it did what it was supposed to do. It set up the next couple of weeks going into Elimination Chamber with the wildness of the men's chamber and the interesting aspect of the women's chamber. Now both women have opponents for their titles, and both men have opponents for their titles. Only thing is Drew McIntyre, he's gonna have to work twice as hard to keep his. And it did set up some feuds going into Mania for the Intercontinental Championship for the women. So we already know that three of these belts are already tied up and already have stories and are already headed into the big show. Everything else, we'll just have to wait and see how they build it out. So for now, you guys let me know in the comments what you thought about Elimination Chamber. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it in between? What grade are you going to give it? I'll give you guys some time to figure it out and then I'll read out the comments and see where you guys land on average. I also think that that will be that man's surprise match at WrestleMania. You know what, Dre? I would love that if that were the case. Okay. I would love that. Okay. I would love that. Wow, you gave it an A. That's a pretty high grade. Wow, you loved it. Awesome. It was decent, Kayla. Okay. Kayla said it was alright. It was alright. It wasn't terrible. It was alright though. It was alright. Kira gave it a C plus. Okay. Dre gave it a C. I got you, Dre. I feel you. That's where I'm at. I'm not mad about it, but I'm not also jumping all over the place either. You know what I'm saying? I say give Julia a multi-person match at Mania. Give her more than one opponent. I kind of like that idea. B Jeffers, you gave it a B? Hmm. Interesting. I'm close to the same grade, like a high C, between the 78 and 79. Some bits were bumpy and some weren't. That's what I feel like. I didn't feel like Danhausen's debut was bad. I just don't think Chicago was the right place to do it. I feel like that should have been done on a Monday Night Raw. That's what I feel like. But I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Because I missed that man's debut. Well, if you go on social media, I'm pretty sure you will see it. But it was quite interesting. It was very weird. If you're not or if you're not familiar with Danhausen, you're gonna be sitting here like, what just happened? That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Say Charlotte, Alexa, Kiana, and Jordan meet in a ladder match or some type of stipulation. See, I don't want it to be that expansive. Triple threat match, I'm okay with. But a ladder match, I don't think it should go that over the top for the title. I would have switched the first two match winners, not gonna lie. Oh, interesting. I do love how well Raquel did, though. She was the highlight for me in that match. I agree. I think Raquel did extremely well in the women's match. I give that woman all the love and pride in the world because she did great. And that was done on purpose because I do feel like they're gearing up Raquel to face off against Liv Morgan very, very soon. So, yeah, I don't like throwing everybody into a multi-person stimulation. Me either. That's why I'm like, I would rather it just be a triple threat if they add more people to the match. And then you can put Alexa and Charlotte in that match with Julia, and at least one of them will come out as champion. And if one of them does, you can then go into a feud between Alexa and Charlotte, breaking down the friendship, breaking down all of that, and putting it on their backs and letting them build up that United States Championship that way. Raquel showed up. Raquel did great. I'm very proud of her and very happy for her. Sir, I am so glad that you guys gave the show. It's a pretty roundabout, thing. I mean, we got A's and we got B's in here. So because of the B's and the A's and the C's, I'm gonna stick with it being a high C, low B grade for Elimination Chamber. Personally, just because of the story, I wanted to see the potential Liv, Stephanie, and Raquel at Mania, and then do a one-night tourney from the WWE Women's Championship. Well, that is exactly what Nicole described. But unfortunately, love, they do not think like us. And therefore, what you are seeing is what you're going to get. Because allies of convenience lived and fizzled. Fair enough. Even though it was a good match for Finn, but we all knew the outcome of the match. Yes, we did all know the outcome, unfortunately. I think Raquel is still going to be added to the match somehow. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. If I was Adam just to cause Judgment Day some grief, I would add her to the match just to start some shit. Just to start some shit. And do Charlotte and Jade at Mania. I think Charlotte and Jade will go later on down the line. If Rhea Ripley gets the championship at WrestleMania, that's a different conversation. But I don't know. I think Rhea Ripley and Jade are going at it because Rhea Ripley's the bigger star and they need the star power at Mania. They need it. So here's the question. Who's Bianca facing when she comes back? Rhea or Jade? To be quite honest with you, Bianca can face both of them. She can face off against Jade if Jade doesn't have a title in a non-title feud and then move her way into number one contendership if Rhea Ripley is the champion. She could also face off against Jade in the non-title feud and then go into a title bout with Jade Cargill. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. She could face both in the same time frame. Just do one first and then move into the other one later. Charlotte versus Julia works too. I say give the title to Charlotte or let Bliss go after that title, which I'm starting to believe it's going to be Alexa Bliss. Or she could turn on Liv at Mania. She just might. Now, if I were Raquel, I would definitely turn on her at Mania and cost her that championship. Especially if she started being weird towards me. Oh, hell yeah. Rhea versus Io at Mania. It'll be a grudge frustration match. Rhea mad for the first time in 7 years. She has no clear path to Mania and flips off on Io. No, baby, she win. No, listen. She is in the match. She is going off against Jade Cargill. There ain't no mystery booking here, sweetheart. Oh, my take. Rhea is not winning that Mania. I don't really care if she wins or not, honestly. I don't care. The match is not booked for us to have a new champion or to start off something fresh. That match was booked out of pure necessity and, of course, out of fear that Mania in Vegas is not going to be successful. It doesn't matter how many stars they stockpile on that card. People are not paying that ticket price that they're charging, and that's just it. Now, Nicole Gerard has been asking, he's been waiting for you. He wants you to tell him about Danhausen because he doesn't understand where Danhausen comes from or what his gimmick is about. And because I don't have the tools to explain, I can't explain it to him. So give me a minute so you don't have to type everything out. But if you don't want to come in the live to explain it, you don't have to. You can explain it in the chat box. So you tell me what you want to do while I'm reading these comments. I think Rhea is winning. It's the big SummerSlam match, Rhea and Bianca. Okay. I wouldn't throw my best favorite producer at my less favorite producer at you. Wow. I'm so mad for Raquel not winning. Baby, I knew she wasn't winning right after the girls lost those titles on Friday. I knew that was happening. I told y'all Wednesday that if they lost them titles on Friday, those girls were that Rhea was winning that chamber. I told y'all then. He said, no, I'm just saying that's what it would have been my plan. Yeah, she said she can come in. I don't know, B. Jeffers. She gonna explain, babe, okay? There you go, Nicole. There go the link. Because Gerard was confused. He didn't understand what he was watching. I was just laughing because it was funny. What made me laugh the most was the girls. They just reminded me of like the Monster Mash, you know? You do the mash. That's what it thought I thought of. The Monster Mash.
I'm so mad because you could tell they were confused. Like they were so confused at first, even though they knew who it was. But
Yeah,
they were just so confused. And then they finally started to like cheer. And
yeah.
I was like, wake up, people. It's like they went to sleep for a second.
And then they booed them. They booed when the lights went back out and Danhausen and the girls disappeared. They booed
Yeah.
him.
I was like, what are we booing him for?
I,
Chicago be pissing me. And that's why I say we need to stop centering Chicago in the wrestling spear
yeah,
of things
because
because
they're
he
ruthless.
for no reason.
I
Like, what
thought it
the
was
fuck do
funny.
you want?
I thought
But
it,
okay, so to explain Danhausen. So Danhausen is basically it's like I'm trying to think of someone a character that could kind of be considered similar.
would it be like campy,
So
like Hurricane?
no, okay, I think I got it now. So basically, he is completely almost he is always in kayfabe. You will never not break him in kayfabe, even if he does go out of kayfabe per second. It does not matter. It cancels out. He's always in kayfabe. So with that in mind, his understanding of himself is that he is this very evil, very scary, like demon, like dark entity, blah 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 blah. But he's a fucking idiot. And the things that he does is very not scary, very not evil. It's just he's just silly. It's basically a spooky high camp version of Orange Cassidy in layman's terms.
Mm.
So like Orange Cassidy, so sort of like in ballroom terms, sort of. So Orange Cassidy is Detroit, like in some fucking like garage, like in some warehouse, like dirty as fuck, stage lighting with like cars and like drinks getting made out of like coolers, like type of ballroom like voguing session. And Danhausen is like the high end, like sort of celebrity, like niche celebrity, like judges, like New York scene.
Okay.
That's what it is. That's as good as I can explain it.
The only way I can explain it to you, AJ, is like go to YouTube and just type in Danhausen
Yeah.
and you'll see him. And then you'll be like, okay.
No, but I understood completely when she said he was like the Orange Cassidy reference. I get Orange Cassidy's okay. Then she said him being like the evil entity, but he's a dumbass.
Yes.
I said, oh, this shit finna be hilarious.
Yeah. That's why it was funny.
No, this shit is going to be hilarious.
Yeah,
But it
because
was
it's like, why are
funny.
you
You are
playing the
supposed to be
Monster
like,
Mash in fucking February? Like, that's
like we were supposed
crazy.
to.
It was
February?
funny. I
That's
thought it
why
was
it's so
funny.
funny. That's why I got mad because I was like, y'all don't fucking get it yet. And you're going to piss me off because you're going to finally get it in like 4 weeks
And it's gonna
when
be too late.
Right.
you should have got it tonight. And that's
Mhm,
exactly what's gonna fucking
exactly.
happen. Because if that iguana man can get over,
Facts.
Yeah, Mr. Waller can get over. Yeah,
Facts.
but
I
this
do
shit
not
is.
want to hear. I do not want to hear it. A literal toy iguana. You got me fucked up.
Period. He had his ass in damn rumble this year. They did something for Bianca. They did it for Bianca last year. She lost the tag titles the Monday before. Yeah, same thing, different toilet.
I'm just glad it wasn't Tiffany.
Thank you. That's what I said. Quick question: if Naomi didn't get pregnant, who do you think would have been her Mania opponent, or how would you have booked her for Mania? I honestly don't know because I still think it would be Liv Morgan.
I do too, but also the women's division, and that's the one good thing with Raw because they know how to pivot.
Yeah,
Raw knows how to pivot very well because that could have been a disaster.
and they still they kept the course with Stephanie, and
Yep,
then
she's been a good champion. She's
yeah,
steady. She doesn't defend all the time, but she
no,
defends enough. She
right,
defends enough that you constantly remember, even if you only see her for a second, but you're like, okay. Or if it gets to a certain point in the show, you're like, hey, where's Stephanie? I haven't
yeah,
seen her in a second. And then boom, she'll pop up in some capacity.
yeah. Also, they kept Raquel being booked strong, and that gave her the look of being somebody who could go after the title. So she's right. They have Raw's locked in when things might change or shift. They've been able to bring in people, or they had enough people there with enough star power to be able to take over, but not to the extent of where Naomi was, but they made it their own, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But on SmackDown, Bianca went down and everything just hard stopped. And you just like, what is going on? What is happening? Like when BFAB and Michin went down, they didn't know what to do with Jade. They just took her off TV. I'm like, Road Dog, what the fuck are you doing? What's happening?
Don't nobody ever know what the fuck they doing over there.
Okay. How would I have booked it? I would have kept Liv Morgan as the winner of the Royal Rumble. She would be facing off against Naomi going into Rumble. I'm not
Raquel
opposed
is still
going to
turning
Mania.
on her though.
Yeah, I would have that. That I would like. And that's how Naomi would keep the title. I would have Raquel cost her the title. I'm not opposed to two heels duking it out. I personally like it. I think that it's fun to watch two heels fight
And
when
it
it's put
doesn't happen
correctly.
often.
Yeah, so I think that would have been fun to see Naomi and Liv Morgan sparring against each other. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been awesome. So I would have kept it the way it was, just taking Stephanie out and put uh Naomi in her place. Now, where Stephanie would be, I would have, if I had to pull Stephanie out of main title contingency, I would have her circling that IC title. I definitely thought you were gonna say Dexter Loomis gone camp. About Danhausen? I don't see Dexter Loomis in Danhausen.
No, 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 no. No. You're no. If it would be anybody, it would be a ghost face. Like Dexter's too, he's way too serious. The
Mm.
only actual horror adjacent to him is a literal ghost face. He is Ghostface.
Oh God, the scary movie
Actually,
version.
but yes, the scary movie version because he doesn't really kill people, but when he does actually pull it off, it's by happenstance. Like it's not real.
Wowzers. I feel like Nia Lash would have accompanied her on Raw, even though I would have called Lash and Jakara up during her Mania match against Jade last year. Interesting.
I think Lash is in a great spot. The company I said that, I don't know, I said that in a chat not that long ago. I was like, she is their Bianca backup plan.
Yeah.
I said that's I was like, I said that is their backup plan.
At
If
one point, it looked like Jade was, but I don't think Jade has Lash's athleticism and her abilities in the ring. Her
Yes.
and that's what they were lacking with Jade, and they got that in Lash, and they got the personality, they got everything they need in her. So she's the antithesis.
And don't get us like Jade's a star, but
Of course.
she's not doing too much. Like
And
she's a Roman. Like she ain't doing too much.
no, yeah, yeah,
She clocks in. She really what I mean, like she really clocks in a couple times a year. Just really nailed. You like, damn, that bitch. I forgot that bitch knew how to work, and then you wouldn't see it again for 6 months.
she gone, which is fine.
And yeah, and she'll do the same thing, but then she'll talk shit on the internet like she's there every week. But I'm like, girl, I just saw you at a basketball game,
You was chilling with the
sitting courtside. You are
chilling.
crazy. And then she gets the attitude back with you. You're like, I literally just saw a picture of you at Fashion Week.
Yep.
What are you talking about? And then now she's given an interview talking about how, she deals with so much doubt and the haters, but she really has real good people in her corner. You're like, oh my God. When's the last time you've been on TV?
Nicole is a mess. Who do you think will be healed, Roman or CM Punk? Well, it's
The-
Roman that's
It's
probably going
Roman.
to play the heel in that feud between the two of them. Depending on what CM Punk says against him. Because the last time that they met, Roman did kind of sun his ass in the middle of the ring. He low key got him together, and CM Punk let him do it.
I'm
So
so mad at him for that. I said, you fucking know better than that. No, because he really do know better than that.
you do.
I said, you know damn well you could have clocked it. I would have been so mad at Roman, call himself trying to clock my team.
Right.
I said, I was like,
Let's not go there.
I'm
Let's
a
not.
punk you like Funky Dineva punk that Tiffany girl from America's Next Top Model. I was like, you do not want to go down that road with
Ooh,
me.
that's messy.
I am not the one to do with that.
That's a
I
messy
am
deep cut, child.
that you do not want to deal with me on that aspect. I'm telling you that right now because you're really going to be getting mad at me. And you're going to be for real mad at me. And I'm
So,
just going to be like, okay.
so y'all winners, y'all Royal Rumble winners are Randall Keith Orton and Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, sorry. Elimination Chamber winners. They won. They're going to Mania. But from what the people tell me and my mama was yelling up here and telling me is that Nick Aldis is pissed at Drew McIntyre. So Friday, Drew McIntyre is going to defend his championship against Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
I just want y'all to take a gander at how that's going to play out. Just guess.
Jacob Fatu gonna jump in that bed.
There you go. See the cold nose. The nose knows. They know. It's not gonna be Cody versus Drew or Drew versus Randall because all four of them are gonna be in that ring fighting during that match. That match is gonna break down. It's gonna end in disqualification. Randall's gonna come down there. They're all gonna be fighting, and then Nick Aldis is gonna get mad and make the match a fatal four way. I am telling you right now that that's what's happening.
And there's two
Winning.
things, and there's two things that could happen.
What's the
So
truth?
it's either good. So either Randy or Cody have to win the match. Those are the only two people who have the ability to. Those are the only two people who have the ability to win this match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
But
be Randy.
these are the outcomes. If Randy wins, he's going to turn on Cody. I mean, he's gonna, whatever. He's gonna pin Drew because I want whoever wins. I want them to pin Drew
Gotta
because
pin
he
Drew.
deserves that. Because he pisses me off. They have to pin Drew because I don't want to see him for a while.
He's got to leave anyway.
Yeah,
Highlander's getting ready to film.
yeah. So so whoever wins, they pin him. He pins him. Cody like um shakes his hand or whatever. Who else is in a match? Jacob Vatu is just like dead somewhere,
That he did.
like
Jesus.
half deceased, like they're trying to revive him. And then Cody, he's in there doing a typical Cody thing, and then he's in there and and then he like shakes his hand, he hugs him, and then he looks at him, and he looks at him, and then he fucking does a Cody cutter on him. He turns heel
Oh my God. At WrestleMania.
at WrestleMania. The closing segment of WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes finally turning heel. And then not only does he do that, I want him to mess him not too much. Not I don't want him mess him up too much, but just like he'll slap him around like one or two times because everybody just runs down there because everybody's like so freaked out by it. So like everyone gets down there quickly. Like Hunter's down there, fucking AJ Styles runs in the ring.
Not AJ Styles.
Bitch,
Jesus.
I'm bringing. Listen,
Not
AJ
everybody.
Styles is like in there, like freaking Nick Khan is in the ring,
Girl.
like the big wigs, like the people, the people signing checks, people, and then you got fucking Hurricane in there, stressing out. Um, you got fucking Brandy there.
Girl.
You
You just
got
doing
Brandy
way too
there.
much. There's too much
Actually,
going
no, I don't
on.
want Brandy there. I'm gonna say Brandy. I'm gonna say Brandy for another time. We'll circle back to that. And then, but everyone's like they're so freaked out, and then he's just like whatever, and he just like puts his hands up, stops, and just walks out.
I am floored. That would take me out.
Yeah,
I'm
but if what's his nuts win? If Cody wins, we're gonna do a low hanging fruit. It's a low hanging fruit that's good. He gets Arcado. Randy turns heel. Yes, it's the lowest of low hanging fruit, but everyone will act like it was John Cena's heel turn. So we'll just leave it at that. And I would be one of them
fair enough.
because he's so good at being a heel.
I if Cody turned heel, then he need to be the one who been doing all these attacks. It got to be Cody.
No, I think the attacks are Sami Zayn. I want to keep that something separate because there needs to be multiple. The men don't have enough to do.
Not It's only been a few years. Ugh,
Yeah.
y'all
The
be
but
ruining my faces.
but the men need something to do, so we gotta distribute some storylines among the men folk.
Ugh. Not Sammy though. Anybody but Sammy.
He need a refresh.
I think Javon is getting that IC title.
Honestly, could be.
I wouldn't be mad if he did. Ugh. I
Because
wouldn't be mad.
Dom got to drop one of them belts. I love Dom, but he got to drop one of them belts soon.
Yeah, I think it should be the IC title. I think he
Yeah.
should keep the AAA title, honestly.
I think he's good for AAA.
Yeah. Well, Nicole figured out what to do with Sammy. She said make him be the surprise attacker.
Yep, I said the men, they don't have the men, are they're bored. We got, we need to get some more, the boys need some enrichment activities. So we're distributing the storylines. We're trying to keep
Do I think there will be a video of Jacob being attacked soon? As it turns out, it was Cody. If there was a video, they should have been played the video. Jacob got attacked 2 months ago.
Yeah.
More than
It's
2 months
just
ago.
we're just gonna make it Sammy. We're just gonna make it Sammy.
Ugh,
It's easy. It's
I hate
easy.
that. I hate it. I hate
Easy.
all of it.
Because I want Cody's heel turn to be, because he's gonna be dramatic. I want him how he was on the indies. Like
Oh
that,
God.
like indie that literally the hexagon, or what is it, a pentagon, where the fuck, whatever fuck that shape of that ring was.
Yeah, the Pentagon.
Is it a pentagon? Is that
Or
what that's called?
Octagon? Is it an Octagon?
Octagon. I think it's
Was it like
octagon.
TNA? Is TNA stint?
Yeah.
Because he was a menace to society in there. I don't know.
Whatever that ring. Oh gosh, that ring shape really bothered me on a deep personal level. That him when they had that disturbing ass ring. Mwah,
Yeah.
he's a terrible. And then kind of fell off for it with a little bit, but then once he got in Bullet Club, Jesus Christ, the also absolute worst person in the world. Like, we need.
Oh yeah. It's time for Cody to turn face. Heel. He's been face a while. It's time for Homelander to surface. We'll see. But I'm gonna get on out of here. I will upload the Black as Fuck History book part that I was supposed to do today, but I didn't because of the PLE. That'll be coming up within an hour. It's uploading right now. I will see you guys on Monday after Raw, because we got a lot to talk about after Raw. I mean, Raquel's going back to Judgment Day empty-handed. So is Finn Balor. And Seth Rollins has seemingly returned.
You better hope that shoulder holds up. Messing around.
I don't know. Maybe Danhausen's curses. Whoever said that it needed to be Danhausen and that he cursed the Vision, y'all need to be put in the WWE with some money, because that shit would actually be fired. I would love that. But anyways, I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.